All right, man, peace. As we all know, last week there was a huge mega trade in the NBA that took place between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics, involving the superstar guard Kyrie Irving in a trade for Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, a draft pick, and a role player. So let's see what they have to say about it. Of course, I'm going to chime in.
Trade. Kyrie Irving was traded to the Celtics yesterday for a package that includes Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder and Brooklyn's 2018 first-round pick. A Kyrie move has been talked about since he reportedly requested a trade from Cleveland last month. LeBron tweeted afterwards, "Nothing but respect, and what a ride it was." Let's take a listen to Celtics president Danny Ainge on the big move.
This has obviously been a roller coaster of a day for us, trading away Isaiah and Jay and Ante, especially Isaiah and Jay, who have been such a big part of our team and our success and our Celtic culture as leaders of our team. Very, very difficult day. And
it wasn't that difficult, or you wouldn't have made the damn trade. Just cut the bullshit out.
At the same time, a very exciting time for one of the best offensive players in the league. It is a high price tag, acquiring a 25-year-old perennial all-star, a player that fits a timeline for us and is a fantastic offensive player, is one of the best offensive players in the league. Yeah.
And pay very close attention to what Danny Ainge said. He said a player that fits a timeline for us. They want their team to be fully matured in a couple of years. Kyrie Irving is going on 25. Isaiah Thomas is going on 30. So, and on top of that, we all know that Kyrie Irving is a much better player than Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is very impactful. He's very good, but Kyrie Irving is just overall better. So I believe both teams improved, but let's see what they have to say.
You have to pay a heavy price.
Shannon, who won the trade?
LeBron did.
You have to think about it.
No, there's no thinking for me. Yeah. The Cavaliers won the trade because they're operating from a position of weakness. Think about this. It was known that Kyrie did not want to play any longer in Cleveland. And he voiced his displeasure saying, "I do not want to play alongside LeBron, or I want to get out of his shadow." So now Cleveland really doesn't have a choice. They have to move him. Everybody knows.
Well, that wasn't what you were saying last week. You were saying that they didn't have to move him. All right. I was the one who said that they had to move him. You know why they had to move him? Because Kyrie Irving is the type of guy who will retire. All right. Kyrie, I did not see him being as the type of guy who's just going to come back and play with Cleveland this coming season. I believe that he let the owner, Dan Gilbert, know, look, we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. It's up to you.
Everybody knows they have to move him. And for them to trade Kyrie, and you notice what Danny Ainge kept saying, he's a tremendous offensive player. He's a tremendous offensive player. Didn't mention, they just play offense. So I thought basketball, you play both ways, Skip.
Well, that's what made the trade so easy, is because Isaiah Thomas is also just a tremendous offensive player, except Kyrie Irving is better.
Skip, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to let you have your time. This is my time to shine. Yeah. The Cavaliers won this trade because you swap Isaiah for Kyrie. You get a defensive player in Crowder. But the most important thing, you get the Brooklyn Nets unprotected first-round pick in 2018's draft. Now, that was a pick that Danny Ainge was unwilling to relent to get Paul George.
To
get Jimmy Butler.
But
he wanted Kyrie.
Because a guy like Kyrie is much harder to find than a guy like a Jimmy Butler or a Paul George. Even as great as those two young players are, a guy like Kyrie, who has championship level experience and is a bona fide superstar, especially in clutch moments, you can't pass that up.
Wish him the best.
And then on top of that, they're letting go of Jay Crowder when they just brought in the kid from Utah, whatever his name is.
You still got LeBron. You still got Kevin Love. You bring in Isaiah. Now, Skip, everybody keep talking about, well, Isaiah's a tremendous offensive weapon. Kyrie's a tremendous.
Gordon Hayward, that's who it is. Gordon Hayward.
Tremendous offensive weapon. IT is no slouch. He was second team All-NBA. What team was Kyrie last year? None. Who finished fifth in the MVP vote?
Ain't that the same guy you was calling Unk all last season? Now all of a sudden you all on Isaiah Thomas's bandwagon. Please. Who the hell is Isaiah Thomas going to guard, Shannon? You're talking about Kyrie Irving. I saw Kyrie when he wanted to guard, he could guard. Isaiah Thomas can't guard whether he wants to or not.
Oh, that would be who? Oh, yeah, we got him too. So now, not only do you get an offensive weapon to replace Kyrie, you get a defensive guy, and you get some depth. That was the most important thing because, Skip, you remember last year, you watched the finals.
Yeah.
Man, they had the corpse of Bride out there, Darren Williams.
Yeah.
Stinking up the joint.
I thought you loved
Stop it, Skip. I did like it at the time.
I loved it.
Sometimes people get married and they love the person they married.
Yeah.
And then 72 days later, Kim Kardashian. Chris
What did you
Tucker.
call it? A game changer?
Yeah, he was. I thought he was going to be a game. He did. He changed it for the other team. Because as soon as he come in the game, you know what was happening. Skip, considering that the Cavaliers really had no strength here, everybody knew Kyrie wanted to go, and they didn't get bleaced like the Indiana Pacers. Because think about this, Skip. Indiana Pacers gave up Paul George, who's a legit player. He's a top 15 player. And you get back Victor Oladipo and Sabonis with no draft pick? At least the Cavaliers, from a position of weakness, it's like you being a hostage. You negotiate with the hostage, the guy that's holding you hostage, and he end up giving you a ransom. You're like, whoa, how did this happen? I was supposed to be giving you the ransom.
What the fuck is Shannon talking about? Look, both teams definitely won the trade. Cleveland won the trade because they know that LeBron is leaving. As I've been saying for the longest time, it's now becoming very clearly apparent that he is going to leave for LA. And at least now they're going to have that unprotected draft pick. I mean, they also will have Isaiah Thomas. I believe he has 2 more years left on his contract. So, they have him for next year and then maybe even a year after that while their rookie develops. They'll have Jay Crowder there. And then, when Isaiah Thomas's contract expires, they can either choose to re-sign him or they can check the free agent market and see if they can pull anybody in. But both teams pretty much won because Dan Gilbert knows that both of his superstars won out. And deep down, I don't think he minds because he already brought to Cleveland what he wanted to bring to Cleveland, that being a championship. So now he'll probably sell the team in a couple of years and probably for double the price that it was worth when he bought it.
You turn around and give me the ransom and I get to go. So the Cavaliers won this pick, and Vegas says, guess what Vegas gives? You love Vegas. You know them odds makers? Cavaliers are still 4-1. You know why they're still 4-1, Skip?
4-1 to do what? Win the championship or get there and get their ass whooped again?
6'8", 250.
Oh, here we go.
12/30, 1984.
Big piece of sexual chocolate.
Immaculate.
As long as he's there.
Yeah.
8 of the last 12 years, Skip, the team that guy's been on has done what, Skip? They've been the Eastern Conference representative in what, Skip?
And what does that even mean? That's like saying for 4 straight Olympics I've won the silver medal. Who gives a shit?
Tell it, Skip. I need you to tell it.
That's about to end.
Oh, it ain't about to nothing.
Yep.
It's just about to start.
That's
You
about to end.
gonna put some dew on that?
By the way, this is LeBron's 15th year coming up.
15. Woo! Got 5 more good ones to go.
I don't know. What did he tweet the other day? Something about savage workout.
No. He say, I feel so good and scary.
Scary.
Scary, right?
Well, now he just flat out scared.
Skip is on troll mode. Yes, LeBron is scared. LeBron understands that this is a throwaway season. They're not winning a championship this year. He knows that. Unless a whole bunch of breaks go their way, they have no chance of winning the championship. So LeBron is going to do what he does best. He's going to make this season all about him. All right? That's what he does best. So right now, Kyrie exiting will give LeBron an excuse to try to go ham during the regular season. He will try to incorporate Isaiah Thomas, but there won't be the pressure on him to incorporate Isaiah like there was Kyrie. But I mean, we'll see. Who knows? Isaiah Thomas has shown some alpha male traits in the past. He may come onto the scene and tell LeBron, look, I'm no chicken dinner. I need my shots too.
ED, scared. So, Shannon, that was your best attempt at spin doctor that you've had so far on
you like
year. That was a really nice attempt. So you're saying we, Cleveland, won the trade from a position of weakness. So translation is, hey, it was the best we could get under the circumstances.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But I agree. I mean, it was a very good trade. They got a lot for Kyrie there. Of course, it would have been better had they been able to execute that Paul George trade for Kyrie, where they would have gotten back Eric Gordon as well. Pardon me, not Eric Gordon. The cat from Phoenix, the point guard from Phoenix.
Right? That's not exactly winning the trade.
Skip, we get a guy that averages 28 points a game, the same amount of assists. Mm-hmm. He was second All-NBA. Yep. He was fifth in the MVP voting. Yep. We gave up a guy, and Kyrie, we know he's an offensive juggernaut, can handle the ball, good at the rim with either hand. But Skip, considering that you had to move him, and everybody knows you have to move him, so they were offering Mark buckets.
You didn't have to.
He had to
you had him under contract.
Exactly. Skip is bringing up what I brought up. Last week, Shannon was saying that you have him fully under control. Now you're saying that you had to move him. Which one is it, Shannon? Or are you just, desperate to protect your boo and his legacy? Look, at the end of the day, like I've already stated, I believe that Kyrie told Dan Gilbert, look, you can either trade me or I will sit out this season. It's up to you.
Under contract for the next 2 years.
Because you don't want Bron to lump him up.
Oh. Okay.
He does us no good lumped up.
All right. My turn. The Boston Celtics won this trade just the way they're going to win the Eastern Conference next year. And yes, I put a case of do on that right here, right now.
Okay.
I believe that they did win the trade long term. I believe that Boston did win the trade long term. Especially if they can get Kyrie to sign an extension.
Okay.
This was an historic acquisition, and I'm not sure it's sinking into people's minds quite yet. I'm going to try to sink it a little deeper, just how historic this was. Do you know how exceedingly rare it is in the National Basketball Association's history that a player in his prime is actually available via trade? In his prime, via trade.
I agree. I mean, you're talking about guys like Charles Barkley, Moses Malone. There's not many guys who changed teams in NBA history at the peak of their powers. Only thing with Kyrie is that he has been injury prone, so hopefully he can avoid major injuries once he gets to Boston.
I mean, you listen.
Oh, you throw Kareem in there as well. Kareem got traded at the peak of his career.
Listen, when that happens, you have to pull out every stop. You have to do everything in your power to go get said player, especially when he's, in my view, a top 5 player.
No, he's not top 5. Wilt Chamberlain also was traded at his peak. Dr. J. Well, I mean, he really was an acquisition from the CBA, but, I mean, he pretty much was a trade. But, no, Kyrie's not a top 5 player in the NBA. I give him maybe top 10. Maybe top 10.
We could debate that all day. I got him top 5. I'll go KD, Kawhi, LeBron. I'll give you Steph.
Once you didn't have LeBron first, the list was monk.
I can't believe that shit. After all these years that the man has put in. LeBron number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I'll give you Steph 4. And then 5's debatable between those 3 guards. Is it Westbrook? Is it Harden? Or is it Kyrie? I'm going to go Kyrie on just clutchness. Because he is...
that's actually a reasonable point. For Skip to put Kyrie over Russ and Harden due to clutchness, that's something that has to be considered. Because Harden and Westbrook are not clutch players at all. Not in big spots. Absolutely not. I don't care what regular season clutch time stats say.
He is, or was, the Cavs closer. And he's the best closer in basketball. And I'll take that as the 5th best player in the league. And the Boston Celtics, Cleveland's number 1 rival in the East, just acquired Kyrie Irving, not just in his prime, he's just barely entering his prime at age 25.
Well, it depends on how old he is when he starts to fall off. We really only know when a player's prime is after his career is over. We could look at Kyrie and say right now he's in his athletic prime, but hopefully his body holds up.
This never happens. The last time there was a trade of this magnitude, you'd have to go back to Melo leaving Denver, being traded to New York. Melo was 26, but he didn't exactly have superstar impact on the New York Knicks.
Exactly. That's why I wouldn't put him in that class. I would say the last huge trade, like a trade of that magnitude. I guess you could say Shaq, but Shaq really wasn't in his prime anymore when he got traded to Miami. But really, going back, I would probably say that the last really big superstar trade was probably Barkley when he got traded to the Suns from Philadelphia. That's just off the top of my head.
Okay, so I think this is going to have more impact on Boston than Melo had on New York. And if you want to go all the way back to the biggest trade in NBA history, you'd have to go back to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah,
from the Bucks to the Lakers. Mm-hmm. And it was the same circumstance. Kareem told him, I want out, man. I'm not going to stay here. I don't want to re-sign here. I got a year to go on my contract. Just get me out of here. And they basically, the Bucks did, traded Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Kareem had a lot of issues during that time in the early 70s. He was going through a certain stage in his life where he just didn't want to be bothered with anybody. He was busy studying under a fundamentalist Islamic group that later was associated with terrorist acts. And after that, that really sullied his name in the media. He went into a little bit of a depression, and then he ended up demanding a trade from Milwaukee. So, I mean, it ended up working out for him in the long run.
For 4 Jay Crowders. That's basically what it was in the end. Okay, so that's magnitude. That was historic.
Yeah.
This will turn out to be historic. So, in return, let's put this into perspective. The Cavs got back a ball-dominant point guard who's a defensive liability because he's only 5 feet 9 inches tall. So let's get this straight. Kyrie is 6 feet 3 inches tall, and when Kyrie wants to play defense, when he decides, which we see him do in the finals against Steph Curry.
Absolutely agree. Kyrie has shown many times that when he wants to play defense, he can, and when he wants to make big plays on defense, he can. Isaiah Thomas has never shown any of that. He's just too small. He can't guard anybody.
We saw it 2 years ago when they came back from 3-1 down. I thought Kyrie played the hell out of the defensive end against Steph. He can do it when he feels like it. He doesn't always focus on that part of his game, but he is highly capable. The 5'9" guy is just simply not capable because he's just too little. I don't think he has a lot of desire to play defense anyway.
I agree. I don't think he even really wants to play defense. And I think in the scheme that they play in Boston, they allow him to not have to play defense. I think that their scheme is modeled a lot after the 76ers with Allen Iverson under Larry Brown. Just go get your buckets, help out on defense when you can, play the passing lanes, and the rest of our guys will just D up.
And by the way, he is so ball dominant that he had among guards the 3rd highest usage rate in the NBA last year.
Once again, that is consistent with their style of offense, which, like I've stated, I believe is based off of the Larry Brown, Allen Iverson model.
Wow. How you going to work that out, LeBron? How you going to figure that one out?
Same way LeBron worked it out with Kyrie.
Same way he did with Kyrie. Take his ass in the back locker room and say, look, this is how much I want the ball. This is how much you're going to get the ball. You don't like it? Well, shit. Why don't you buy that Greyhound bus ticket and take your ass on back where you came from?
Kyrie was ball dominant before LeBron got back. And what happened, Skip?
You know, Kyrie's basically a good guy who I think he deferred. I think he really said, okay,
I don't think that Kyrie deferred. I think that Kyrie was basically forced to acquiesce a certain amount of power to LeBron, because to not do so would have caused so many fractures in the team that everything would have came down on him. I think that he was basically he's basically hit over the head with the LeBron acquisition when he thought that the 2014-15 season would be the first season that they made the playoffs under his leadership. And he basically was forced to take a back seat. I mean, what was he going to do? Tell a guy who had made it to like, what, 4 straight finals, no, I'm not going to do that? Of course he had to do it.
I give it up to you, King. I'm going to let you run the show.
Yeah, he about to defer.
That's why he's no longer a Cavalier. Isaiah has been used to running the show in Boston, and I think there's going to be a little clash of egos and wills. There's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period.
No more so than what happened when Kyrie was there.
By the way, Isaiah Thomas, if memory serves, is coming off a very serious hip injury, chose not to have surgery. And the shock of shocks to me yesterday was I saw a quote from a source inside the Cavs on ESPN.com who said, "We're eager for our doctors to take a look at Isaiah's hip." You're eager to take a look? You didn't look at, they don't even know what they got.
No, they know what they got. they got somebody that they could put in the newspaper and say, look, this guy averaged 28 points a game last year. This is who we got for Kyrie. You know, there are certain things that Kyrie can do that he can't do, but he's going to be a half decent replacement. On the defensive side, we got Jay Crowder to spell LeBron. So that's pretty much how they're looking at it. Once again, they had to pull the trigger on this deal. All right, they could not afford to have Kyrie sit out the season.
Is this not a big X factor? Brad Stevens said on as recently as Monday, we don't expect Isaiah to be ready for camp. You sure about his hip? LeBron, are you sure?
Don't be looking in the camera talking to my man like that. We know exactly what the hell's going to happen. You know, we bringing in Isaiah Thomas, you know. He can be the mascot if his ass can't play. You know, just sit your little ass over there and shine these basketballs. Do whatever the hell you do. You know, LeBron will carry the torch like he's been doing for the last 20 years for basketball. When Isaiah Thomas is healthy, he can come in. He can stand his ass right there in the corner and wait for LeBron to kick out for three. That's what he can do.
As long as you have LeBron, you're going to be favored in the East. At worst case scenario, Skip, you have the unprotected pick from the Brooklyn Nets.
But I'm talking about LeBron for next year. So he's got a big X factor at the point guard. He got back a nice player in Jay Crowder. I like Jay Crowder. 14 points and 6 he averaged last year. Not bad, and he will defend.
Yeah, but he's not going to put up those type of numbers this year. LeBron's not going to let him. His job is going to be to guard all the top small forwards in the NBA, whether it be Melo, KD. They'll put him on James Harden when they need to. You know, they'll use Jay Crowder basically to spell LeBron and also to spell JR if JR is getting torched, but mostly to spell LeBron on defense.
Yes.
But is he a life changer, a game changer? He's just another bench player, I think. I don't know. Maybe he starts, but...
Okay, but here's the thing. Again, Skip, the Cavaliers are operating from a position of weakness.
Why is that?
Because
it's LeBron's fault.
No. They're operating from a position of weakness because Kyrie has told them that he's not going to play either way. He's not going to play for them. All right, and I'm not going off of any information I've heard. I'm just going off of what I observe. Just observing his character and his personality. He just comes off that way to me. That's the only reason why it would be so imperative for them to trade him. Shannon Sharp might know something, because last week he was running his mouth talking about how Kyrie did not have the power. If the Cleveland Cavaliers wanted to, they could make him play. Now all of a sudden he's talking about how they had to pull the trigger. Maybe he heard something from LeBron. Who knows? Maybe he has some type of inside source with the Cavaliers. But he knows a little something.
It is LeBron's fault. How? Because he would not commit long-term to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So
I don't think that makes a difference, Skip. I think that Kyrie wanted out, and I think he was tired of being around that whole energy. I think that Kyrie realized they are never going to beat Golden State. I might as well go for my own team and win 45 to 50 games on my own and be the leader, rather than play here and win 52, 53 games and have to deal with this guy and his theatrical female bullshit all season. Then get to the finals and lose anyway.
So it forced Dan Gilbert, who's the de facto GM of the Cavaliers, because there's some 32-year-old now in that position.
Good job, he
got 34-year-old, I think he is. Anyway, Dan Gilbert is saying, I got no choice. I got to go one direction where they've got a pick that I want, and the only team that has a pick that I want is my number one rival, the team that won the most games this past year in the Eastern Conference. Yep. The Boston Celtics have an unprotected high number one pick, belonging to Brooklyn. Yep. It could be that Marvin Bagley kid, the number one recruit who went to Duke. I don't know. It just
the guy that went to Missouri. I think he transferred. He was going to Washington.
One of those. So it could be a good player or it could not be a good. You don't know. But you got a potential to have a top five, and then it's up to the lottery, right?
Right.
Okay. So I get that, but that's not going to help LeBron if, in fact, he's going to Los Angeles or going.
It doesn't matter, Skip. Cleveland's not thinking about LeBron. They can't do anything about LeBron. All they can do is prepare for the future. If LeBron does not want to sign a long-term contract, they cannot make decisions predicated off of what LeBron is going to do or not do. Right now, it is how he wanted it. The power is in his hands. They have to make decisions outside of thinking about whether he'll be back. Right now, they have to make decisions believing that he's not coming back.
Or going to San Antonio or wherever he's going to go, because next year, all he got was the X-factor point guard who's 5'9", ball-dominant defensive liability with a bad hip. and Jay Crowder and Zizic. And I don't know, Zizic is a Croatian kid, 6'11", but he hasn't played one dribble in the NBA yet. So I don't know what he is, a project? I don't know. Is it going to help LeBron next year? No, I think not.
But Skip, you say Isaiah Thomas is ball dominant. What was Kyrie before LeBron came back?
He was a baby.
I ask a question.
But see,
was he ball dominant?
Well,
yes
sure,
or no?
on a bad team, he was ball dominant. But my point is, Isaiah...
Well, shit, he was on the team, so he's a bad player on a bad team. Why you always got to try to change the argument? No, shit.
Isaiah, to your point, is he's had lots of success. He's enjoyed for a long period of time being the man in Boston. It's not going to be that easy for him to say, oh, wait a second. And by the way, after 1 year, after next year, he's free.
Yeah.
And what has he already said? You better back up the Brinks truck, said Isaiah Thomas.
Well,
really?
Skip, that'll...
That's exactly why they traded his ass. Look, I don't blame Isaiah Thomas. I don't begrudge him wanting his money. But he's not going to lead anybody anywhere. All right? He's just not. I mean, I get it. You think that you're the new Allen Iverson. First off, you're not. But number two, anybody who opens up the Brinks truck for him is going to regret it.
That don't put any fear in Dan Gilbert's heart. First of all, it was not Dan Gilbert. It was Kyrie requesting to be traded. So once he requested to be traded, let it known that he no longer wanted to play with LeBron James. LeBron's not going anywhere. I don't care if LeBron had 2 months on his contract. They would rather get rid of Kyrie, who has 2 years plus an option, which is 3 years, than get rid of LeBron with 2 months.
Okay.
That just goes to show you.
Bottom line, LeShannon Sharp.
Yes.
Cleveland got a little worse because
Get it right. It's LeShannon James Sharp.
they lost Kyrie Irving. And Boston got a lot better because they got Kyrie Irving. You got to boil it down to that. You can't disagree with that premise.
But see,
you think Cleveland's better right now?
That,
No.
There's...
How the hell you going to ask me a question and answer it? Ain't nobody asked you to answer the question for me. Yes, I do believe we're better. I believe we're better because we got that cancer out of the damn locker room. Man was a cancer.
They're still going to win. Are they going to be the representatives of the Eastern Conference?
No.
Yes.
No.
Skip, you talk like Gordon Hayward is like that. You
I
talk
never
about
said that.
Al Horford was 41st in rebounding as a 6'11" power forward.
Yeah, but you know what? That's not really his role. That's not his role to get a whole bunch of rebounds. I mean, his job pretty much is to stay on the outside, you know, pick and pop player, hitting mid-range shots. He can rebound when he wants to, when he needs to, but no, he's not a great rebounder. I mean, that mostly was the job of Olynyk, who I believe that they're going to miss this year in Boston. They're going to miss Olynyk.
Think of this. You got at guards Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, who's not bad. I never said he was great, but he's not bad.
Okay.
You got Al Horford in the post, and then you got a combination of
Marcus Morris.
Marcus Morris is probably going to be your power forward, but you got those kids, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. Okay. They're really talented kids who might just, especially Jaylen Brown is coming, and we saw Jason.
Well, we have to see how much Jaylen Brown has developed. He didn't really impress me last year. He didn't impress me at all. But Tatum has you know, he has some good things that, you know, can improve, but we'll see.
Jason Tatum in the Summer League, they're going to make big noise. That's a talented 5 or 6 players. You still got Marcus Smart and Terry Rozier and my guy Aaron Baines from San Antonio coming off the bench. That's just a better team than LeBron's got now.
Yeah,
Kyrie Irving is a Celtic.
You keep talking about...
Well, yeah, but Kyrie's going to have to show that he can improve the level of play of his teammates, something that he's never shown. So this is a big season for Kyrie. This is very, very big. It's going to make or break how he's perceived.
Talking about talent, but every guy in the NBA is talented. But I'm going.
I wouldn't go that far. I would say that every guy in the NBA, you know, is there for a reason. Some guys are there just because they're big. I would say that every guy underneath 6'5" is talented. But you know, there's certain guys that are just there because they're big.
I'm going to throw at you. I'm going to throw LeBron James. And then I'm gonna add Kevin Love. Kevin Love was still 22.
You don't like Kevin Love.
It doesn't matter. He's better than Al Horford.
Better than Al Horford. Right now, he's better than Kyrie. You know, even though I call him Kevin Hate. You know, right now, I think, you know, I might go back to Kevin Love. I might love him again. Because at least he loyal. You know, I can't do nothing with a nigga ain't loyal. Kyrie ain't loyal. So when I see him, I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna say, look, little nigga, that's why you number 2. Because you never be number 1. So keep that number. I like that number on you. You're number 2.
I don't think he is better now.
You out your mind.
He's not. He's not better than Al Horford.
Al Horford had one season in which he
Al Horford can do a lot more things in the post.
Like what?
Everything.
Like what?
He's a better all-around
He doesn't
basketball
average more
player. I'll
points. He
take
doesn't
him.
average more
I'll
rebounds.
take him. I'll take him.
But I'm saying, you keep telling you to take him, but what's
better passer, better. He's just a better basketball player.
Skip? What is he, a quarterback now? I don't care about him being able to pass. That's what LeBron's for.
Kevin Love turned into a spot-up three-point shooter.
What about Al Horford?
Well, that was his role, and Shannon's making a good point. Al Horford is just a spot-up mid-range jump shooter, Skip. No, you really can't win that one. I mean, maybe if you said that Al Horford makes up for any deficiencies to Kevin Love on the defensive end, but there's nothing on offense that Al Horford does better than Kevin Love.
Horford?
Huh?
What is Al Horford?
He's not a spot-up three-point shooter.
He's a 14-point, 6-rebound-a-night power forward.
You guys are in trouble now.
You out your mind.
This is some.
That's not what Vegas
There's
said.
no
What did Vegas
more
say?
cakewalk.
What did
They didn't
Vegas
change
say?
the odds at all.
Exactly. So what that tell you?
Except they dropped LeBron's MVP odds, and they really dropped Isaiah Thomas's MVP odds, and they really dramatically increased Kyrie's MVP odds.
Well, shit, Skip. Tell me this. What are the odds on me whooping your ass before the end of the show? Let me know.
Odds. Why would that be, Shannon?
Skip, I told you. Once he saw Russell Westbrook get the adoration that he got for not winning a title, he's like, I can do that. Plus, he has the ring already in his pocket.
Agreed. I've already said that. All right, this is going to be a show me season for Kyrie. It's going to be a me season for Kyrie. Don't be surprised to see Kyrie try to average 30 and 10 this year and like really try to go all out.
All I'm saying, if he was so good, why didn't Vegas move them from 10 to 1? They're the exact same thing they were Monday, yesterday. 10 to 1. Why is that, Skip? They got an MVP that's on the rise. They got Al Horford that's on the rise. They got Gordon Hayward who can really play, but they're still 10 to 1. Why, Skip?
Oh, you quiet now, huh? I like that. You quiet for the first time since we've been on the show for a year. Your ass finally quiet. Finally got you. You know, let's go to commercials so he can get his thoughts together. We make up some bullshit when we come back.
Because they're waiting to see how both teams.
I'm waiting to see how you gonna answer. You know, just stupid looking ass, looking like a damn tomato.
Teams will come back
Hold
together.
on. That's not how Vegas does it. Vegas set the
I love
odds.
this team. I don't care what the odds are. This team is better. Boston is better than it was, and Cleveland is worse than it was. Explain how that's wrong. Explain it, because you can't. Cleveland's not as good as Cleveland was. You lost Kyrie.
Cleveland.
When Shannon made that argument about why Boston's chances, why their odds did not improve after they acquired Kyrie, that totally flummoxed Skip. Now Skip is trying to put the onus back on Shannon because Shannon got him back into a corner when he made that point.
Cleveland got a score. Kyrie averaged 25, Isaiah averaged 28. He's not going to average 28 with LeBron James, but he'll still be somewhere in the mid-20s.
Well, probably low 20s. I give him low 20s. I wouldn't say mid, but it depends on how much LeBron's going to defer to him.
Now you also got a defender, and you also get an unpredictable. This is what we know. This is not a ping pong tournament, but the Brooklyn Nets will have a lot of ping pong balls because they're going to be terrible again.
And I wonder if Cleveland is going to bring back Andrew Bogut.
I don't care if they got DeMar Carroll. I don't care if they got D'Angelo Russell. Because as soon as D'Angelo Russell gets some dirt on one of his teammates, he's going to put it on Snapchat, and they're going to fall apart again.
And it's a good thing he didn't put all that information he had on me and Braun. Because, that would have shook up the sporting world. That man had some footage with me and Braun that I definitely could not have allowed to get out. All right? That's why I had Magic trade his ass to Brooklyn. You know, me, Magic, and Braun, you know, we take a yacht cruise every summer. And, I'll leave it at that. What goes on the yacht stays on the yacht. All right? But D'Angelo, remember what I told you. Make sure that you burn that damn phone, because if that footage comes out, that's your ass.
Yeah, they got Alan Krabby.
Root.
So all of that.
You have to root against
I ain't rooting against nobody.
Yeah, you are.
All I'm saying is, as long as the Cavaliers have LeBron James, they'll be just fine.
Mm-hmm. And all I know is that Kyrie got his ultimate wish, because not only does he get to go to a good team with a fine young coach and a great tradition, he gets an opportunity to go head-to-head with the guy he does not care for.
Oh, we can't wait. We already know. I already got that circled on our calendar. I got me that big old Sharpie, and I circled it on the calendar. I said, look at here, baby. You going to play Kyrie this date, that date, this date, and that date. All right, just let me know. I can get my, my three-piece suit ready, my bow tie. I'm gonna be right there sitting in the front row at half court. I want you to bust that ass.
The guy he wanted out of.
And guess what, Skip?
Kyrie said, bring on LeBron James. You think Kyrie vetoed this trade? No, he said, please, I want to...
He got no veto power.
Yeah, he ain't got no veto power. He don't got a no-trade clause. I mean, shit, I'm the one that drafted the contract for him. You know, I know what he got on that damn contract. I spoke to Dan Gilbert my damn self. I'm his assistant. You know, I work with LeBron, I work with Dan Gilbert. I got to make sure everybody's paperwork is okay. And I looked at Kyrie contract, I said, God damn, nigga. You got a slave contract. You take your ass to Boston.
Well, he could have told Boston, I will not re-sign long-term here. So he said, I am committed to the Celtics because he is committed to taking down an aging LeBron James.
How many guys?
Here he comes.
There are 3 guys in the NBA that have a no-trade clause.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James, and LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Dirk Nowitzki, one Carmelo Anthony, and who might the other one be, Skip?
I don't know.
You know who it is. Say it.
Say his name. Say his name 3 times like Beetlejuice.
LeBron James.
The guy who just sabotaged his own chances next year by not committing long-term to Cleveland. Because Cleveland could have gotten a better deal if it didn't need that draft pick. It needed the draft pick to secure its future in case LeBron is not part of its future. So, LeBron, good luck next year.
LeBron said that.
We don't need luck. I mean, shit. Luck is for people who don't have talent. We got all the talent in the world. We make our own luck. All right? Let's go to commercial. I need to whoop your ass. You know, just for them 3 minutes we on commercial.
Hey, Dan Gilbert, Kyrie, y'all do y'all. I'm going to do me. I'm committed to the 2017 into the 2018 season. That's what I'm committed to. After that, we'll readjust our focus and see where we're going from here. I'm not worried about it because you know what? They're still going to the finals. Now, they probably lose 4 straight to Golden State because they got a juggernaut out there. But don't worry about it, Skip. Boston's not going anywhere with Al Horford and Gordon Hayward. You make it seem like Gordon Hayward, Larry Bird.
Yeah. I mean, shit. You know, ain't been no white boy from America that good since Larry Bird left 25 years ago. Ain't nobody thinking about no damn Gordon Hayward. You know, that's why his ass out there in Boston with the rest of the fishermen. Gordon's fishermen. You know, I mean, I was wasting my time with these damn segments. Let's talk about LeBron.
Kyrie and company will not lose 4 straight to Golden State. They will not. You already said, you predicted your team will lose 4 straight.
Let me say this, though. Boston has had a lot of success with Golden State the last couple of years. They have been able to steal a couple of games from them the last couple of years, particularly in Golden State. Now, how that may change this year without Avery Bradley, who's a very, very key component to their defense, who knows? But they have had success against Golden State the last couple of years in the regular season.
If it gets there, but it's not going to get there.
First of all, Skip, you're right. Kyrie not going to lose 4 straight. Because they're not even getting out of the Eastern Conference. LeBron's going to get out of the Eastern Conference. You know that. I know that.
I do not know
Man,
that. You're in trouble now. And you know what? For once, the Eastern Conference finally got interesting.
It is more competitive. But here's the thing, Skip. You still building your team around what, Skip? A 6-foot point guard.
Well, I give Kyrie about 6'2".
It's not a 5'9" point guard. It's 6 foot.
Who?
Kyrie.
Well, you just shortchanged him by 3 inches.
He's 6'2". We the same. I might be a little taller than him.
6'3".
You want me to pull up the picture?
Yeah.
I got a picture. I took it at the parade. I'm gonna erase it off my Facebook page too.
Yeah, I can't take looking at that little nigga no more. Ever since he betrayed Bron, I stood right next to him at the parade. I said, you know what? If me and LeBron wasn't married, you might have a chance. But now I think back, I was like, what was I thinking about? What the hell was I thinking? You know, I look at that man now and I just want to spit.
I want no remnants of him.
Have you ever seen a better...
Side? That's so
Yeah.
Shut the hell up, Joy. With your big ass forehead. Let's just go to commercial. I'm tired of looking at you and Skip.
I'm being petty. I'm getting rid of all
Let it wash over you.
my Doran Beckel, Kyrie Irving. I'm getting rid of all my Kyrie
Welcome
Irving.
to the dark side.
Wait, are you the guy who used to say...
You mean welcome to the dark side? I've been dark all my life. What the hell you talking about with your beige ass?
Say, Unc. We go, Unc.
Yeah, we have him.
Thank you, Skip. Man, I was talking about Unc all season. Now all of a sudden he hate the man with a passion.
Best shot maker in
Oh, he
basketball,
was.
best
He is.
handle in
He
basketball,
is, but
right?
he no longer pays for it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, hey,
Yeah,
if
here we
Nicole
go.
Murphy was my girlfriend,
Here we
I mean,
go.
she was beautiful when I had her, but when she leave me or I leave her myself. I'm like, hey,
Yep.
She ain't the same
Well,
anymore.
the first game of the season, Celtics-Cavs, October 17th.
Wait, I gotta say this.
October 17th. Oh, hell yeah. That's 2 weeks right before Halloween. I gotta get my costume ready. I might go as the Grim Reaper. I'm about to kill that ass. Ooh, can't wait. Okay, so now let's hear what Chris Broussard, a.k.a. Chris X, the militant basketball columnist, let's see what he has to say about the Kyrie Irving, Isaiah Thomas trade.
There was a huge trade in the NBA, so we had to bring in our NBA analyst, Chris Broussard, live in New York. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Joy. It's great to be back on the show. I miss you guys. Even Skip. I even miss Skip.
Why you missing for? Where was you, bro? You was in Charlottesville? You was in Charlottesville protesting the protesters?
Yeah, we can't tell since you've been away for 3 months.
I'm gonna wait to see if I miss you. To see what you say.
Well, it's good to have you back, Chris. Let's get to the particulars of the deal. Kyrie Irving goes to Boston. The Cavs get back a package that includes Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, and Brooklyn's 2018 first-round pick. We've been hearing about a potential Kyrie move since he reportedly asked to be traded. So, Chris, how surprised were you?
Well, obviously, we're not surprised he was traded, but it is surprising whenever you see two conference rivals make a deal, especially one involving stars. I mean, that's a rarity.
I think that's also an admission by Cleveland that to Boston that, look, we're on two different timelines. So we might as well do business with each other. It's not like we're in the same place. Right now, Cleveland is a win now team. Boston is a win in 2 years team. So, let's just make this deal. We're not going to re-sign LeBron. That's basically what Dan Gilbert is saying. We're not going to re-sign LeBron. We're pretty much going to beat you this year. I think that, we both know that. So let's just make this deal. We'll help you out, and you help us out. And that's basically that.
In the NBA. So that was a bit surprising. But in over 20 years of covering the NBA and talking to executives, the best executives have always told me, while you don't want to trade a player, a star player, to a division rival or in the conference, at the end of the day, you have to make the best deal for your team, regardless of what it does for the other team. And I honestly believe that this deal was good for both teams. Now, to me, the most surprising element, though, is that a rookie GM, Kobe Altman in Cleveland, who we know has only been the GM for maybe less than a month, he got the best of Trader Danny Ainge.
Wow.
I don't think he got the best of them. I think that they both got the best of each other. All right. I think Danny Ainge was sitting on all those picks for a long time. He said, look, I'm not going to be able to get a better player than Kyrie. Kyrie fits what we're trying to do perfectly. If you're going to run an Allen Iverson type of offense, Kyrie Irving would be even better than Isaiah Thomas.
Ainge is one of the best wheelers and dealers in the league, and Altman got the best of him. I think Cleveland won this deal, and not just because their hands were tied, because Kyrie wanted to be traded. They got everything offensively that they lost in Kyrie in Isaiah Thomas. Then they added a very good defender in Jay Crowder, who
I wouldn't put Isaiah Thomas on the level of Kyrie. But like I've said, I think that what balances the trade out is the addition of Jay Crowder.
Who I think, along with Jeff Green, which was an underrated pickup in free agency, I think...
Oh, I didn't know they got Jeff Green. That is a good pickup for them.
I think that this is bringing Cleveland back to its identity. All season long, I talked about how they lost their identity of toughness, being hard-nosed, being a defensive-minded team. Crowder will help restore that, and he does it without taking away from your three-point shooting, because he's an excellent three-point shooter when he spots up. Then, of course, you get Brooklyn's pick in 2018. That's incredible. So even if LeBron leaves next summer, you can...
You mean when he leaves? He is leaving. He's either going to LA or San Antonio.
You can re-sign Isaiah Thomas long-term if you like. You get a top pick in next year's draft. Maybe it becomes a future franchise player. All those things will keep Cleveland relevant, not great, but relevant even if LeBron leaves. So I think this was a tremendous deal for the Cavaliers.
Wait, did you just say that Isaiah Thomas is as good as Kyrie Irving?
No, Kyrie is the better player. I'll give you that. But they're both great isolation players. They both can create their own shot. They both are clutch. Isaiah was one of the top fourth quarter scorers in the league last year. They're both mentally tough. Isaiah scored.
Look at Shannon. Shannon got a look on his face like he got a hand in Chris Broussard's back, telling him what to say like a damn puppeteer.
Scored 53 points on his late sister's birthday, less than a month after she died in that tragic car accident. And Isaiah has proven one thing that Kyrie hasn't, even though Kyrie's better. He's proven he can lead a team to wins. Kyrie has never proven that before.
I will agree with that.
Before LeBron or since LeBron got there when he's out sitting out games.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
That's me and LeBron's favorite song when we, when he get home from the game. I got to play hard to get.
Chris, I agree with you. I believe because you're behind the 8 ball, for the simple fact everybody knows you must trade Kyrie Irving. So they're coming to the table offering you basically role players, backup players. And it's like, no, wait a minute. And I get it. You never want to deal with a guy in your conference. In football, it was a division. But if this is the best deal I can strike, I'm getting the most I possibly can, and I'm going to live with the result. To get the Brooklyn Nets unprotected first-round pick, we know they're going to be in the lottery. There is a good chance that pick will be a top 5 pick. You get an offensive weapon to replace Kyrie, but you also add defense in Jay Crowder. I believe the Cavaliers won, although they had to give up a great player to get this. Cavaliers won this deal.
It's an even deal, Shannon. You and Chris Broussard want Cleveland to have, won the deal because Chris Broussard is based out of Ohio. I believe he's from Cleveland or Akron, one of those two cities. And, he's trying to conjure up some positive energy for the Cleveland Cavaliers this season. And Shannon Sharp, we all know he's LeBron James' side piece.
They won this deal?
Allegedly.
Trader Danny Ainge just pulled off the all-time NBA heist. He just, as the chief rival of the Cleveland Cavaliers, he just acquired Kyrie Irving at age 25, just entering his prime. And in return, all that LeBron got for next year is a 5'9" defensive liability, ball-hogging point guard with an iffy at best hip. A guy who is not, according to Brad Stevens, even going to be ready on that not surgically repaired hip. He chose not to have surgery for training camp. That's a huge X factor. The Cleveland doctors have not even examined the hip yet. Who knows what damage was done that has not been corrected yet?
Right, but one would think that the Boston Celtics are the ones who examined Isaiah Thomas's hip and gave him the option to either get surgery or to let it heal naturally. So, we're not just going to assume that Isaiah Thomas said, nah, I don't feel like getting anything done on it. I'm just going to walk it out. Like, come on.
Yeah, and you're saying they got Steve. That's ridiculous. Jay Crowder is a nice player, but he is not a life changer. And so all you got next year was an iffy hip and Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder back for Kyrie Irving. The Celtics are better. The Cavaliers are worse. It's as simple as that. And the Celtics, by the way, already had the best record in the league last year. So I give them a much better chance of beating LeBron head-to-head, which is...
Yeah, but Skip, it don't matter the record. They easily could have gotten swept last year in the playoffs to Cleveland. Like they were not even close to them last year. It'd have been one thing if they had lost in 7 and this trade made the difference. But if they had lost in 7, Cleveland would never have made the deal with them. As I just stated earlier, the reason why both teams felt comfortable making the deal with each other is because they're both on different timelines. Boston's timeline is about 2 years away. Cleveland's timeline is this year, and they're done. They're clearly not going to bring LeBron back. Dan Gilbert is basically saying, look, LeBron, this is your last chance because you don't want to play ball with me, so I'm not going to play ball with you. At the end of the season, you can have a nice day.
Which is why I like Boston to win the East with Kyrie as the man and Gordon Hayward as the 2 guard, and those kids, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and Al Horford and Marcus Smart coming off the bench. That team's better than Cleveland now.
I don't know. Are they going to be playing Gordon Hayward at 2? I don't think he can guard most of the top 2 guards in the NBA. Well, I guess we'll find out.
We have no idea what Jason Tatum is. No, because he ate it up in summer league.
I have an idea.
He's ready.
I have an idea. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good. He's not going to come in the league, especially with Hayward and Kyrie there, and light it up. He's just not. He's not going to have the opportunities. if he does have the ability. Jaylen Brown, okay, let's see what he is. He was pretty good in spot minutes last year, but
no, he was not great. He was decent on defense, playing about 7 or 8 minutes a game. He has to work on his body also. He's a great natural athlete, though. I'll give him that.
Here, but let's see what he does. Cleveland got much better defensively. I know you would even admit that. They got much better defensively.
Well, shit, they couldn't get no worse. I mean, damn. They damn, it was easy to drive down the lane on them. It was like the damn Indy 500.
Defensively, yeah, Isaiah's a defensive liability, but so was Kyrie.
Yeah.
So was Kyrie.
You know what?
Now,
wait a second. Kyrie is, let's see, 5'9" to 6'3". How many inches is that? 6 inches? He's 6 inches taller. And you know and I know when Kyrie decides he needs to play defense, he can flat out play defense. Isaiah just can't play. He's too little to defend any two-guard or point guard.
Isaiah gives you all the offense Kyrie did. And so what if he's back in November? Even if he's back in December, that's okay as long as he gets healthy. He will be healthy.
You don't even know.
Exactly. You don't even know what the hell he's going to be. You're talking about it's all right if he comes back in December. You don't even know what he's going to be when he gets back.
Remember, he's also got extra motivation. This guy has averaged 20 points throughout his career and never been paid. He's making like $6-7 million a year. This is a contract year. He wants to go out there and not only play well individually, but win, because that's the question some have about him. Can he fit with other guys when he's not the man? We know he can do it individually. We know he can lead a team to be pretty good, even as the best player. Once he shows he can fit in as the second, maybe third best player on the team, as he'll be in Cleveland, then I think he'll get paid, and that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't see any team worth their salt giving him the max. I mean, who the hell's going to give him over $40 million a year? To do what? Jack up a bunch of wild shots and have to be in a perfect type of team to be successful? That team was perfectly built for him. Like I said, they were totally built off of the 76ers model under Larry Brown and of course led by Allen Iverson. All right, so you have to have a lot of teammates. You have to have a bunch of teammates who are willing to play really, really, really dug in defense and accept the fact that they're not going to get any glory offensively. And he was very lucky to be in that situation. I mean, so we'll see. There's a reason why Isaiah Thomas has bounced around so many different teams. The skill set that he brings is valuable, but it's not really conducive to winning. So that means a lot of teams want him, but then a lot of teams want to get rid of him.
So you got a motivated Isaiah Thomas to help out Cleveland. No doubt they won this deal, Skip.
Go ahead.
No doubt.
Chris, can I ask you a question? When did Kyrie Irving become Alvin Robertson on the defensive end?
When did Skip say that he was Alvin Robertson, Shannon? Just stop.
Thank you. I mean, he locked up Steph?
Yeah,
really?
He did. I saw it in games 5, 6, and 7. I thought he did a really good job on.
Look at how these guys are jumping off the Kyrie Irving bandwagon. Both these two fools, Shannon Sharp and Chris Broussard, were saying that Kyrie was better than Stephen Curry last year.
On Steph. And by the way, he hit the shot in Game 7 that won the game, and he was the closer for the Cavaliers. And I'm not sure Isaiah is going to be the closer. And by the way, he had the third highest among guards usage rate last year. So is LeBron going to have a little bit of a problem adjusting to that, to a guy who's been the man in Boston? I think the chemistry between those two is going to be iffy at best, along with Isaiah's hip.
I will tell you this. I spoke to several executives or texted with several executives last night. And a lot of them were saying that a lot of the players in Boston really weren't that fond of Isaiah.
There you go. I didn't even know about that. But see, that's what happens when you got a little guy just taking all those wild shots.
We know he had those problems in Sacramento and in Phoenix. I didn't know he was having those issues, according to these executives, in Boston. He is known as a headstrong guy. He's got a huge ego. They say he's got the Napoleon complex.
Yeah.
You know, he always has that chip on his shoulder. So I'll give you that. But he knows the situation he's stepping into. He knows LeBron James is the best player in the world.
Yeah, Skip, you know a lot about that Napoleonic complex, don't you? It's your little inch-high private eye ass, you know? Mad as hell because you're short.
World. And he knows the best way for himself to get paid after this season is to play well and help Cleveland get back to the finals. And just like I told you when Durant went to Golden State, immediately they're winning it all. I'm telling you, Cleveland is winning the East, and they're better equipped to play Golden State than they were.
Yeah, but what the hell does that mean, Chris? Were they going to lose in 6 this time? Like, come on, get the fuck out of here.
That was the first prediction you got right in the 10 years I've known you, but I'll give you that one. And thank you for being objective about Isaiah clashing with his Boston teammates. I got to go. Let me do one more.
Go ahead.
Here. You guys are both giving your man LeBron a pass for this because you both know and I know why Cleveland was backed into a corner and had to look for the draft choice out there, which was Boston's draft choice, is because LeBron would not commit long-term to an area in a team that you, Chris Broussard, love.
Thank you, sir. Skip is hitting on all the right points. LeBron does not want to sign long-term, and Chris Broussard is a damn Ohio homer, running around trying to act like they made the biggest blockbuster deal of all time.
The Cleveland Cavaliers in Northeast Ohio. And all of a sudden, Dan Gilbert said, well, I have to trade with my arch rival in the East because they're the only one with the pick I need for the long term because we're starting to think LeBron's not going to be part of our long term. So I say LeBron effectively sabotaged his ability to trade fair and square.
Well, like I said, I think this was a very good deal. I think you got players that can help you in the present, and you got a potential pick that'll help you, or a pick that can help you in the future. This is where I'll fault LeBron. I talked about it on the Colin Cowherd show last week. Cleveland had a deal heading into the draft where they could have gotten Eric Bledsoe and Paul George.
That's who it was. That's the cat's name, Eric Bledsoe. Yes.
George for Kyrie Irving. A 3-team deal with Phoenix and Indiana. Dan Gilbert would have done it if LeBron had been willing to sign long-term. He wouldn't do it, and that's why Gilbert didn't do that deal. That was an even better deal than I think this is. So I'll fault LeBron on that. But I think they still came out and did great in this trade.
Oh, if they got Paul George and Bledsoe, they won the chip.
I would have told. I told LeBron's ass, when that deal came down, I said, "What are you doing?" No, I mean, shit, we can stay in Cleveland 4 more years. We get them 2 niggas. Why you want to be greedy for? You want to move out to L.A. for what? What side chick you got out there? Let me find out you cheating. Give me your damn phone.
They'd have been right there.
Chris, thank you.
And of course, Zizic, that puts it over the top. Some 6'11" guys.
Hey, Chris, before you go, can you tell Skip that Kyrie Irving had a higher usage rate than LeBron James in the regular season last year?
That's right. That's right. And was very ball dominant.
It's by 1/10 of a point. If LeBron's usage rate was 23.5, Kyrie's was 23.6, but Shannon's trying to make that point.
Of a percent, they're dead even.
No, it was no dead even.
We'll leave it there. Chris, thanks so much for joining us. Kyrie Irving was traded to the Celtics yesterday for a package that includes Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, and Brooklyn's 2018 first-round pick. Last season, the Celtics were the top seed in the East, but lost to the Cavs in 5 games in the conference finals. Skip, after this big move, who will win the East?
The Boston Celtics are going to win the Eastern Conference next year, and I'm going to let this sink in one more time. The Boston Celtics just acquired Kyrie Irving from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Why you keep talking about Kyrie Irving like he Michael Jordan? I mean, shit. Okay, they got him. I don't care. The only Irving that impressed me is Julius Irving.
Arch rivals at age 25, and Danny Ainge pulled this off without having to gut his own team. This is unheard of in NBA history, let alone for a player of Kyrie's magnitude, and I consider him the 5th best player in the league, to be available via trade at age 25. So all of a sudden, Cleveland got a little worse. Cleveland lost a superstar. You don't consider Kevin Love a superstar.
He's a star. He's not a superstar.
Yeah, Kyrie is not a superstar. He's a star, But he's somewhere in between superstar and star. This season is going to determine whether or not he can be considered a superstar.
LeBron just lost a co-superstar. He's now in Boston. So Boston got a little better, and I'll give you this, Cleveland just got a little worse. But that's enough for a team with a tradition that got built last year, in which they obviously had the most wins in the Eastern Conference during the regular season. They had no chance against Cleveland. Now they got a huge chance against Cleveland because Kyrie is on some mission to show the world that he will stand up to LeBron. And I think it speaks volumes for Kyrie that he said, yeah, I'll sign long-term with the Boston Celtics. I want LeBron now, head-to-head in the Eastern Conference. And, again, I'm not the biggest Gordon Hayward fan, but he's pretty good.
He's okay. Skip, now all of a sudden you're trying to say he's pretty good. You was hating on him about a month or so ago. Gordon Hayward's a nice player. He's not going to be the difference between whether or not they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers or not.
I got to tell you, he's right up there with Kevin Love. If you want to do 50-50 on shooting, he can shoot with Kevin Love. He made 40% of his threes last year. He averaged 22-5 for Utah. And by the way, he's playing for a coach that he obviously has a deep connection with, Brad Stevens, coached him at Butler. So all of a sudden, I'm seeing Jaylen Brown as a rising potential star. I thought Jason Tatum showed star quality in the Summer League. And I like Al Horford. All he is one of the better all-around basketball players in the league.
Al Horford is a nice player.
He's one of those guts and glue guys that you can win around. You can revolve around Al Horford. And you got Marcus Smart still coming off the bench. I just like this team better than an aging Cavaliers team. LeBron's going to be in his 15th year. And all those guys coming off the bench, it's just age upon age upon age. Channing Frye, now Jeff Green.
Yes, they have a very old team. They're not going to win the championship. And anybody who claims that they are really don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I do agree with Skip from this perspective. The East is a lot more up for grabs than it was, than it was before that trade was made.
Richard Jefferson, they're all going to get old right before your very eyes.
Richard Jefferson's old ass still playing?
I like the young legs and the star power and firepower of the Boston Celtics.
I am so hoping that Kyrie is on this mission to prove to LeBron. That means he'll be playing one-on-one ball.
Yeah, please be on that mission. I need you to be on that mission. It's going to be a kamikaze mission. It's going to be you just flying an airplane right into a brick wall. A brick wall named LeBron.
Which will be like what he was doing early in his career.
He might dribble some circles around LeBron occasionally.
But I'm trying to figure it out. Are we talking about a 25-year-old Kyrie Irving or a 25-year-old Irving Johnson? Because you're making it seem like he's going to just like drastically change their fortune. Like they're just like going to the top now.
I think it's Irvin, not Irving. It's Irvin Johnson, Shannon.
Well, they didn't have a star. Now they got one.
And?
Is
it a bigger star than the one that he left in Cleveland?
Well, no.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Yeah, because that guy's it.
Shannon doesn't know what he means, Skip. When has that ever stopped him before? He didn't know what the hell he means. Like, Shannon, who you vote for the president? LeBron.
Number 23?
Who's the closer for the Cavaliers? You even admitted it. It's Kyrie. How many times you call him Unc? Unc ain't in Cleveland anymore.
That's okay.
Yeah?
It's okay.
It's okay now, but it wasn't okay 24 hours ago.
Skip.
Life goes on. Why you always bringing up old shit, Skip? Okay, one time I liked him. He was on my team. He's supporting my man. He's no longer here, so, we throw the baby out with the bathwater. I mean, shit. How long you gonna keep bringing up old stuff? Do you see me here talking about Stephen A. Smith? Wasn't that your boo thing back in the day? I mean, shit, there's a new sheriff in town. His name is Shannon James. Okay? Shannon Sharp James. Remember that. I'm the new guy here. I don't bring up Stephen A. Stop bringing up Kyrie.
He moved on. The mission is still at hand, which is to do what they need to do in the regular season, get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and go head-to-head with the Warriors. Now, it might take us 2 games. It might have to go 6 games. But the same results will happen. The Boston Celtics will get dispatched by the Cavaliers if they meet at any point in time in the NBA playoffs.
We'll see. I would put if I was gonna put money down, I'd put my money down on Cleveland, but they are getting older, and PEDs ain't gonna help LeBron but for so long, alleged PEDs.
Be it the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, the semifinals, the first round, it doesn't matter. If they play the Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, and all those guys you named will be going home. They're not beating the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, I love. Look, think about this, Skip. Look at the Derrick Rose, J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, Shumpert, Jefferson. We got guys that can play defense.
We got them. I don't care if they're all damn near 40 years old. You know, at one time they all could play defense. I don't know if they still can now, but at least they'll try. Kyrie's ass ain't even gonna try.
We're going to throw a lot of bodies at it.
Sounds like you got an old folks home. You got a lot of washed up has-beens.
Well, shit, if we got a bunch of old folks, you should be comfortable. They probably live in the same home as you. But your wrinkled up face look like a damn scrotum.
Okay, well, tell me the guy that's going to do something with LeBron.
Well, I want you to tell me who's going to cover Kyrie.
We put Jay Crowder on him.
Put Isaiah on it. Let's see how that works out. Little 5'9".
Oh, like Isaiah can stop him? I mean, like he can stop Isaiah?
Yeah, I think he'll have a lot better chance on Isaiah than vice versa.
Skip.
He's got 6 inches on him.
The one thing we know about the point guards in the NBA, nobody's stopping anybody. James Harden can go get 40. Steph Curry, Russ, Kyrie, Isaiah, all of them can go get 40. So nothing's changed.
I agree with that. None of these guys can stop each other. I agree. I definitely agree with that.
The Cavaliers still have the best player breathing oxygen. Now, the only way he's not the best player, he starts breathing.
Absolutely. That's what I told him last night, you know. I said, what the hell you always trying to hog the covers for? No, you don't even get cold. You like Superman. Give me some damn covers. I don't even know if you breathe oxygen. Don't you breathe helium? Ain't you from the sun? You're always shining. That's why I loves you.
He holds his breath for like 30 seconds. KD, Kawhi, they might pass him. He starts breathing again, they go back to 2 and 3. Of 7.3 billion people in the world, there's nobody. They got 1.5 billion people in China. Nobody.
Who has the best handle in basketball?
He can handle it.
Thank you.
Guess what?
Who's the best shot maker in basketball?
Get all that.
Kyrie Irving. Who's like a globetrotter in real life playing in the NBA?
And one, Kyrie.
Kyrie, thank you very much.
Who's the baddest man?
Who was the closer for the Cavaliers? Kyrie. Who's the best clutch shooter in basketball? Kyrie. And I give Isaiah Thomas.
Well, why couldn't he make in Game 3? How did he miss all 7 of those 3-point shots?
He got one late shot. LeBron got it 4 times.
He shot the ball 32 times.
Ugh.
He shot, so what? He shot 32 times?
32 times he shot. You know, I counted all 32 at home. I'm there in my nightgown waiting for LeBron to finish playing. This nigga done shot 32 times and ain't but made about 11 shots. I know they gonna blame my man. And then I gotta go back on that show tomorrow morning and deal with this damn blonde-haired, blue-eyed damn scrotum face.
In the fourth quarter?
Best player on the planet had it 4 times and couldn't convert anything. How did you blow that lead?
He couldn't even draw iron on the 3-point shot, Skip.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a closer. Tough shot maker.
Yeah.
Clutch.
By then he was in a funk because he's just not getting the basket.
Yeah, he was in a funk because he didn't do anything. Okay, what about Game 5, Skip? What about Game 1 and 2?
Wait, Game 5?
Game 1 and 2.
What did Golden State go on? A 21-2 run and LeBron scored 2 points in that run? Wow.
Well, what was he supposed to do? He's playing all 5 positions. Shit. There's LeBron at center, LeBron at guard, shooting guard, point guard, small forward, power forward, and the coach, and the damn water boy. The hell else you want him to do?
Best player on the planet. Where was he?
You want to see where LeBron's plus minus is? You want to see what Kyrie's is?
Kyrie wanted out from under all that. All the drama queen, all the...
Now he ain't got no more drama.
Out.
And he got no more...
Out.
Guess what?
He said, you know what?
Got no more drama, no more rings, other than the one around his damn tub.
You know what? I'll take Boston.
You know what?
I'll take the tradition. I'll take the coach. I'll take the franchise. I'll take the GM. And I'll take the team around me. And I'll come back to Cleveland on, what is it, opening night? It's October 17th.
He got no more drama. And guess what? He ain't going to have no more rings.
Okay.
No more rings either,
Well,
Skip.
he won one for LeBron.
No, stop it. Yeah, he also was in the lottery a lot for the Cavaliers. He got...
Hell yeah. Damn, Kyrie was in the lottery more than a damn Mega Million. That's why LeBron had to come up and save his ass.
Got Andrew Wiggins, too. Oh, yeah, got him, too. Got Deion Waiters, got him, too.
Yeah.
Got Bennett, got him, too. Oh, yeah. Oh, he was just tearing it up in Cleveland before LeBron came back.
Woo! Are the Cavaliers...
I agree with Shannon on that. Kyrie had to learn how to win. No, so it's still up in the air whether or not he knows how to win, whether or not he knows how to play winning basketball, whether or not he's going to know how to be a leader. It's going to be very tough for him. But, you know, he's in a good situation now because Brad Stevens is is an extremely erudite coach. He can instruct him on some things, and the leadership onus will not all be on him.
Cavaliers better than they were 24 hours ago?
I don't care about better. Will they be the representative of the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals? Absolutely.
So they're playing for second place?
Hey, we got to see what happens. We gonna mesh. I mean, we got a lot of stuff together. We got to put it together.
You still haven't explained to me
What?
Isaiah Thomas's hip, big X factor, and ego, bigger X factor. How will he blend with LeBron?
What about Kyrie?
It might be another Kyrie LeBron.
What about?
Hell no. LeBron and Isaiah Thomas are going to be like peanut butter and jelly. Okay? It's going to be perfect matchup.
What about Kyrie bulky knees? What about Kyrie's hamstring?
Hey, I agree with that. I already stated that. Kyrie is very injury prone. He has a lot of leg issues. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can stay healthy while in Boston.
You make it seem like he plays 82 games every year.
Yeah, but this little man, he is.
And Kyrie plays in a very explosive style too, right? Like the style of play that he uses on the court is not something that he's going to be able to carry into his late 20s and early 30s. He's going to have to streamline his game a little more.
He's quite a little man. Isaiah Thomas chose not to have hip surgery after a serious hip injury, and the Cavaliers doctors have not yet examined him.
Skip.
What if he's damaged goods? He could be.
That might be the case, but let me get this right. Isaiah Thomas didn't have hip surgery. He made this decision on his own. He consulted with no doctors, no specialists.
Thank you, sir. Same thing I said. Clearly, the Boston Celtic medical staff informed him that he can either get a procedure done or he can rest it. So he elected to rest it. Many athletes prefer not to have any type of invasive surgery if they don't have to.
I don't know. You know how players are. After a while, you just say, I'm just going to tough this out.
No, ain't no players because you got to go to the doctor.
Exactly.
The team says, okay, you go. Now, you might want to go see an independent doctor on your own, but you got to go to the team specialist. You got to go to the doctors that they require you to go see. Now, you might go on your own. So, and the doctor says, hey, you could have surgery, but with rest and rehab, it'll be fine. That's the route he chose. But last I checked, ain't nothing.
Need surgery.
Did you see LeBron? Did you see LeBron yesterday training?
Did you see LeBron? I mean, shit. When I saw him, I thought I was looking at Adonis, a black Adonis. I said, look at that shit. Who the hell put that marble statue in the gym? And they said, that's LeBron. I said, oh, that's my baby? Oh, shit.
He's getting out. They pass it. He run it, Joy, 10 times. One in the court. They pass the ball. He dunk it. He take off, run it down the other end. He dunk.
Joy, he was running relays up and down the court, dunking, shooting threes, and the man was dunking on both rims at the same time.
He dunked it.
A dunk drill. Imagine that by an NBA player.
No, hold on. Do it 10 times. Yeah, I saw you on the punching bag.
You are such a LeBron zombie.
No.
It is amazing.
She's called you a LeBron zombie.
You see that man training?
I like that.
Oh, did you see when he was in New York with Carmelo and KD? What was he doing? What was he doing, Skip?
You should try out for Walking Dead.
You look good. I agree.
No.
You look good.
And what did he tweet? So good, not scary. LeBron's scared of himself.
LeBron's scared of a damn self. Just a sexual chocolate. But anyway, that was the coverage of the Kyrie trade.